A surge of thunder origin erupted from his right eye, swirling fiercely. 9 bolts of accompanying lightning rotated around him, forming the thunder diagram in an instant. Wang Lin threw his head back and let out a mighty roar. With my thunder cultivation origin, I shall break open this gate of heaven and earth. Thunder diagram, manifest. The moment his words echoed out, the light from his right pupil surged intensely, bursting forth to form a grand thunder diagram that was 1,000 feet wide. This thunder diagram boomed, immediately triggering all the thunder of heaven and earth. It was the Lord of Thunder. It was Wang Lin's own creation, born of his thunder cultivation. Break open this gate. Wang Lin roared in fury, raising both hands as if to support the thunder diagram. His body shot up from the ground, charging straight for the massive gate in the sky, smashing towards it. From a distance, Wang Lin transformed into a bolt of thunder. His body, his essence, spirit, his consciousness, everything, all became lightning. This was a rebellious thunder. The thunder rumbled violently as it neared the gate of void, moving faster and closer with every passing moment. Thousands of cultivators surrounding the scene stood motionless, gazing in awe, their eyes wide with shock. The intensity of the scene stirred their minds into a frenzy. Opening this gate would grant them the power of a third-step great power. Wang Lin's speed was tremendous, and in an instant, he, transformed into lightning, had closed in on the gate. He struck it with a resounding thunderclap. The roar of thunder exploded, shaking the heavens and the earth, as if the very sky was being torn apart. It reverberated through the land, and even shook the stars, sending ripples far into the distance. The thunder that was Wang Lin's form struck the gate of void, unleashing an unimaginable force. This power seemed as though it would tear apart the heavens and the earth, containing within it the thunder origin, as well as the heavenly brew lightning, earth fusion lightning, primordial transformation lightning, magnetic thunder, Tao intent lightning, and spirit thought thunder. Moreover, it carried the extreme calamity thunder, bloodline lightning, and the final rebellious thunder, all of which had been created by Wang Lin himself. With a deafening boom, the thunder suddenly collapsed. Wang Lin's body appeared, blood spurting from his mouth. The backlash sent him crashing to the ground with a heavy thud. The gate of void, however, remained undisturbed. Wang Lin sprang to his feet, growling fiercely as he charged again. With his hands forming seals, the thunder diagram reappeared. This time, the full force of his thunderous power poured into it, causing the thunder diagram to expand to several thousand feet in size. Once again, with a roar, he launched it towards the gate of void. Open! Open! Wang Lin's voice echoed across the entire cultivation star, shaking the hearts of thousands of cultivators. They stared in awe as Wang Lin's lightning struck the gate of void once more. The shock in their minds was palpable. Were it them, none would have the courage to make such a desperate attempt. Thunder exploded, filling the world with a tremendous sound, as Wang Lin's thunder diagram shattered once more. His body emitted loud, cracking noises, blood pouring from his wounds, and his flesh was torn apart. He fell to the ground once again. Yet the gate of void showed no sign of change. It remained unmoving, not even a crack appearing. Slowly, it began to fade, ready to dissipate from the world. I won't accept this. Wang Lin's eyes turned bloodshot, filled with madness. As the gate seemed on the verge of vanishing, he charged forward once again. His hands formed seals, and with a violent wave, thunder erupted from the heavens, rushing toward him. Lightning from the earth surged as well, all converging toward him in a furious storm. I am the Lord of Thunder. All the thunder and lightning in this starry sky, gather for me. As Wang Lin's words echoed, thunder rained down on the cultivation star with immense power. Far beyond the realm, across hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of miles in every direction, lightning surged, transforming the entire starry sky into a vast thunder pool. This thunder pool churned, heading toward Wang Lin's location with unstoppable force. In that instant, Wang Lin seemed to become a colossal vortex, drawing all the lightning towards him, absorbing it into his body. The starry sky itself roared as it swirled around him, forming an immense thunder diagram that spanned tens of thousands of feet. The thunder diagram roared, containing Wang Lin's unwillingness. The moment it was formed, Wang Lin threw his head back and roared for the third time, charging upwards. Thunder rumbled with earth-shaking force, and the massive thunder diagram slammed into the fading gate of void. In that instant, Wang Lin's body was violently shaken. The thunder diagram exploded into chaos. An indescribable shockwave surged outward, and Wang Lin spat blood, his flesh and blood torn apart as the impact sent him hurtling back. Yet, the gate of void, which had remained impervious all this time, suddenly trembled. Under the combined force of Wang Lin's thunder and his defiant will, it let out a loud crash, and a small crack appeared in the gate. Though the crack was tiny, it was real. While the gate was far from fully open, the sight of that gap filled Wang Lin with hope. The ethereal gate in the sky slowly began to dissipate, and Wang Lin's body was swept up by the shockwave, crashing to the ground with a tremendous noise. After a brief moment of silence, the tens of thousands of cultivators around were unsure who shouted first, but almost simultaneously, their gazes fell upon the spot where Wang Lin had landed. Kill. This person failed to advance to the third step and is severely injured. Killing him will be a great accomplishment. He is the culprit who destroyed the Lightning Thunder clan. Killing him will make our name echo across the Primordial era. This person is powerful. We cannot allow him to recover. He must be eradicated immediately. As waves of murderous intent-filled words spread like wildfire, the tens of thousands of cultivators immediately moved, deploying their divine abilities and magical artifacts, rushing towards Wang Lin's location without hesitation. The entire sky was flooded with the light of magical artifacts, divine abilities everywhere, converging into a force capable of destroying the heavens and earth, all aiming at Wang Lin. A cold gleam flashed in Wang Lin's eyes. Though he was injured, his intellect had already prepared him. In the instant those divine abilities arrived, Wang Lin slammed both hands onto the ground, growling as he forcefully rose up. The entire 100,000 mountains erupted with thunderous sounds, lightning crackling across its surface. Amidst the intense noise, Wang Lin shot into the air, but beneath him, the mountains themselves rumbled, lifted by the lightning, soaring into the sky with Wang Lin. Countless savage beasts fled in panic, large trees collapsed, raising towering clouds of dust. This scene was so shocking that it caused the surrounding cultivators to look on in horror. The 100,000 mountains, while only 4 characters in name, would send a tremor through anyone who saw them. The mountains, crackling with lightning, rose into the sky, encircling the heavens and earth. As Wang Lin let out a roar, he swung his hands outward, and with a thunderous explosion, the 100,000 mountains transformed into a vast array of thunder mountains, crashing in all directions. Magical artifacts, divine abilities, and the countless thunder mountains collided in an instant, creating earth-shattering sounds. Many cultivators, unable to dodge, were struck by the thunder mountains, vomiting blood and having their bodies shattered. Some even had their souls completely disintegrated. But that wasn't enough to demonstrate Wang Lin's power. Though injured, it was due to the third-step barrier in the Gate of Void. His thunder power had reached the peak of shattered nirvana, and he had even transformed the Gate of Void. Ordinary cultivators were not even worth his attention. These 100,000 thunder mountains contain my thunder, transformed into 100,000 seals of thunder, suppressing you with the mountains. While it may not imprison you for life, it will give me the chance to leave unscathed. Wang Lin sneered, sweeping his hands, causing boundless lightning to explode, merging into the 100,000 thunder mountains. Amid the roaring thunder, these thunder mountains, accompanied by howling winds, descended upon the tens of thousands of cultivators, connecting in a dense mass that nearly obscured the sky, crashing down upon them. The tens of thousands of cultivators below, horrified, immediately tried to scatter. But around them, lightning and thunder roamed, disrupting the world's primal forces, trapping everyone in place, unable to escape. The deafening roar filled the air as the 100,000 thunder mountains fell, slamming onto the earth, directly suppressing the tens of thousands of cultivators below. However, among these cultivators were various levels of power. It was clear that Wang Lin alone could not counter them all. But by using the mountains to merge with lightning, he managed to suppress them. Their resistance and struggles sent out deafening sounds as they tried to break free from the pressure of the 100,000 thunder mountains. The mountains trembled, and numerous rocks fell from them, as if they could explode at any moment, giving the trapped cultivators a chance to break free. Wang Lin sneered, his right eye flashing with lightning, and the thunder diagram once again materialized. The moment it appeared, it triggered the world's thunder, and with a sharp motion of his right hand, Wang Lin pointed downward. The thunder diagram exploded, splitting into 100,000 parts and imprinted onto the 100,000 Thunder Mountains. Like runic symbols, it truly began to suppress them. With the 100,000 Thunder Mountains pressing down on the tens of thousands of cultivators, this action would make Wang Lin famous. As the thunder diagram descended, the mountains no longer trembled but became as firm as rock. Faintly, roars of anger could still be heard from beneath the mountains, but no matter how hard they struggled, they would not break free in a short time. At this moment, Wang Lin's face turned pale. He had first been injured by the Gate of Void, then suppressed tens of thousands of cultivators. Now, he was completely exhausted. The pursuit of the ancient stars is only just beginning. It's not safe to stay here. Wang Lin staggered, stepping forward, and with a flash, his figure disappeared in a ripple. Even the origin of thunder in its full form cannot break the third-step barrier, cannot open the Gate of Void. Wang Lin's figure appeared in the starry sky. As soon as he materialized, he stepped forward again. But if one path of origin completion is not enough, I'll use two paths of origin completion to break the barrier. And if that fails, I won't believe that when I complete all 5 paths of origin, I won't be able to open this Gate of Void. Then I'll shatter it with a single strike and become a third-step great power. Even in the third step, I will be among the strongest. Wang Lin's eyes gleamed coldly with determination as his figure vanished into the stars. The thunder diagram scattered across the 100,000 mountains shimmered with a dim light, faintly exuding the awe-inspiring power of heaven and earth. After a long while, ripples of distortion appeared in the void above the 100,000 mountains. From within those ripples, a figure stepped out, a middle-aged man clad in a blue robe. The moment he emerged, his pupils contracted sharply, not because of the mountains below, but because he had abruptly lifted his gaze toward the sky. There was a Gate of Void here just now. Yes, this is unmistakably the aura of the Gate of Void. His expression turned grim as he stared into the heavens, as if searching for something. If the Gate of Void had truly been shattered, my true body would have sensed it. So the cultivator who triggered its appearance. Interesting. No wonder the Council of Elders was willing to offer a 6th-grade Dao spirit as bait. This man was none other than the avatar of Mozhe. He had made his way here unhurriedly, showing little concern for capturing anyone alive. But now, the situation had shifted dramatically in his mind, leaving him deeply unsettled. Retracting his gaze from the sky, Mozhe glanced down at the vast expanse of the 100,000 mountains. As his eyes landed on the thunder diagram etched into the land, his pupil shrank again. He inhaled sharply, his expression growing even more solemn. He's a thunder cultivator, and he used thunder cultivation to achieve the third step of great power. This is unheard of. Throughout history, thunder cultivators have had the hardest time advancing to the third step. Thunder is the force of heaven and earth controlled by the heavenly Tao itself. Even among the Lightning Thunder clan, only one person ever reached this stage, and even then, they stopped at the early Void Nirvana stage. But this man, if he were to go berserk and call down heavenly thunder, even a mid-Void Nirvana cultivator would find it unbearable. No wonder he annihilated the Lightning Thunder clan. He must have targeted their indestructible thunder all along, devoured it, and that's what allowed his thunder cultivation to trigger the Gate of Void. Mozhe's eyes gleamed darkly, yet it seemed he had already deduced the essence of the matter. What's even more terrifying is that, after failing to breach the Gate of Void, he actually merged his thunder power with the mountains, forming a thunder mountain to suppress tens of thousands of cultivators. To even conceive of such a strategy, this man is no ordinary figure. He must have planned all of this in advance. Only then could he have acted with such confidence. Mozhe took a deep breath, a strange glint flickering in his eyes. His interest in Wang Lin surged. Hunting ancient gods was already exciting enough, and now I get to hunt someone like him? Good. Mozhe burst into loud laughter, and without lifting the restriction on the suppressed cultivators below, he turned to leave. But just as he turned, Mozhe's body suddenly trembled. He whipped around, staring once more at the void where the Gate of Void had manifested. Something's wrong. For the first time, his expression showed sheer horror and disbelief, alongside intense confusion and shock. There's no trace of devotional power from any disciple? He stood frozen for a moment, then suddenly waved his right hand. A ferocious gale erupted, sweeping across the world and coalescing into a vast projection. Within that image, scenes clearly unfolded, Wang Lin's 3 attempts to open the Gate of Void, and his act of using the 100,000 mountains to suppress tens of thousands of cultivators. Staring blankly at the vision, Mozhe's face turned deathly pale. He didn't use any devotional power. There isn't the slightest trace of it on him. He actually managed to reach origin completion and trigger the Gate of Void without relying on devotional power. That's unheard of. And he even pried open a crack in the Gate of Void. How is this possible? No one can achieve origin completion without devotional power. No one can manifest the Gate of Void without invoking it. The horror in seeing Mozhe's eyes slowly gave way to something deeper, more profound. With a sudden step forward, he raced off, several times faster than when he had arrived, tracing Wang Lin's departure in desperate pursuit. At the same time, the moment Wang Lin reached origin completion of Thunder and opened the Gate of Void, far away in the ancient star of antiquity on Blue Mountain, within the Blue Silk clan, Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's hand trembled over the strings of his zither. His eyes snapped open, and with a flick of his wide sleeves, he strode out of the room. Li Qianmei sat cross-legged nearby. She glanced at her father, her expression calm and silent, but her eyes no longer clouded. A clarity had surfaced, as though she had suddenly remembered many, many things. She slowly rose and followed him out. The moment Blue Dream Dao Sovereign stepped outside, he raised his right hand toward the sky. With a complex gesture, the entire heavens lit up with boundless blue light. That light condensed rapidly, forming a series of flowing images. Within those images, Wang Lin's 3 attempts at breaking through the Gate of Void were shown in vivid detail. Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's gaze remained fixed on the vision, studying every moment with growing intensity. His expression darkened with each passing second, until at last, shock overtook his face. For such an expression to appear on Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's face was something the world had not seen in 10,000 years. Father, I underestimated someone. This is the first time I've been wrong. After a long silence, Blue Dream Dao Sovereign sighed deeply, still unable to believe what he had seen. You'll continue to be wrong. No one can truly see through his future. Even if you are one of the 5 primordial sovereigns, you can't do it. Li Qianmei looked at the man in the sky who defied the heavens and broke through the Gate of Void, a pleased smile on her face as she spoke softly. Are you blaming me? Blue Dream Dao Sovereign looked at his daughter with a complex expression. Li Qianmei shook her head and whispered, My memory hasn't fully recovered. I've only remembered a few things. It's better this way. If I had completely forgotten him, then it would have been as if we parted ways in the mortal realm. But since I remember something, I can't let go. Once my memory is fully restored, I will go find him. On an island in the Lake of the Star Domain where the Vermilion Bird clan resided in the Primordial Star, the black-clad woman who had calculated Wang Lin's position was originally meditating. But when the Void Gate was triggered by Wang Lin's action, everything changed. The plants on the island withered simultaneously, decaying in an instant. The lake surrounding the island began to violently churn, forming a massive vortex that circled the island, roaring endlessly. The woman suddenly opened her eyes, revealing a strange and shocked gleam. First sign, withered flowers and decaying petals. Second sign, the lake waters swirl. Third sign, heavenly thunder falls. Fourth sign, a sea of flames burns. Fifth sign, the island separates. Sixth sign, ancestral bones shatter. As the woman spoke these words, the sky suddenly trembled with a loud boom. A thunderbolt struck the lake outside the island, the sound of its explosion echoing across the heavens and earth. The black-clad woman's face instantly changed dramatically. The ancestors left behind the 9 hexagrams, and now, 3 of them have appeared. In a star domain of the primordial star, there are countless cultivation stars, densely packed, numbering in the thousands, stretching infinitely. This area is well known in the primordial star and is called the Land of Falling Stars. It is made up of 372 small clans, creating a chaotic environment. Due to its disorder, traders from large clans, or those who have provoked powerful enemies, tend to gather here. Over time, the number of cultivators from the primordial star grew, and it eventually became a force not to be underestimated. Originally, the Council of Elders of the primordial star would not allow such a place to exist, especially since it harbored many defectors. It was viewed with hostility by many clans. However, over countless years, few dared to attack this place. 2,000 years ago, a large clan sent forces to hunt down defectors who had entered this place. When they saw those defectors entering, they did not hesitate and charged in. But the moment they entered, a fierce wind blew from the void. In an instant, the nearly 1,000 cultivators who had followed the large clan were all destroyed. Their bodies exploded, and their soul essences vanished. This was only one incident. It is said that one of the 5 primordial sovereigns, the 9 heavens demon Venerable, once secretly infiltrated here, but in the end, he was severely injured and had to retreat, swearing that he would never set foot in the land of falling stars again. Furthermore, 1,000 years ago, the Council of Elders issued a bounty on a thief who had stolen a treasure from them. During the pursuit, the thief fled into the land of falling stars. Even the Council of Elders, fearing the place, reached a 100-year agreement, backing off in the end. All these events shrouded the land of falling stars in layers of mystery. Few knew the secrets within. But secretly, many cultivators came here seeking refuge for various reasons. Gradually, the land of falling stars became bustling and turned into the largest trading hub in the primordial star. Various magical artifacts and cultivation techniques were traded here. At this moment, in the land of falling stars, on a cultivation star without much spiritual energy, Wang Lin was sitting cross-legged in a cave mansion. The cave mansion occupied a small part of a mountain peak, and he was the only one inside. Entering the land of falling stars was a decision Wang Lin had made long ago. After devouring the memories of many cultivators from the primordial star, he naturally knew about this place. Especially now, with the primordial star's decree hunting him, this place was relatively the safest. After all, it was outside the Council of Elders' control, and the primordial star's decree couldn't reach here. Even though this place might not be entirely safe, it was no different from other parts of the primordial star, where he could be found and hunted at any moment. Even third-step great powers might intervene. In this case, there was no real difference where he went. The land of falling stars only recognized magical artifacts, pills, and other goods. The rarer, the better. They even traded in primordial crystals. When Wang Lin arrived, he exchanged some pills for 100 years' residence in this mountain cave mansion. For several days, Wang Lin had been meditating in the cave mansion, consuming pills to heal his wounds, and gradually his injuries had mostly recovered. As for his physical injuries, thanks to the ancient god's strength, they had completely healed. On this day, as he meditated with his eyes closed, his expression shifted slightly. Slowly, he opened his eyes and saw the entrance of the cave mansion gradually opening. A figure swiftly walked in. Zhong Dahong entered with an excited expression, speaking repeatedly. After Wang Lin arrived here, he had released Zhong Dahong, sending him out to gather information about the area. After all, Zhong Dahong came from the ancient star of antiquity, and his presence outside would raise no suspicions. Moreover, I haven't heard anything about the ancient star decree here, so you can rest easy, my lord. After releasing Zhong Dahong, Wang Lin had used his divine ability to inspect his character. Given that Wang Lin had destroyed the Lightning Thunder clan, and Zhong Dahong was a member of that clan, Wang Lin was unsure what thoughts might linger in his heart. However, what surprised Wang Lin was that Zhong Dahong harbored no feelings whatsoever for the Lightning Thunder clan. In his view, the clan had never offered him any real support. Instead, due to the matter of the Thunder Crystal, he was often forced to make contributions. In fact, when Zhong Dahong was younger, he had relied entirely on his own efforts for cultivation. He had seen the harshness of his fellow clan members and felt no sense of belonging. Thus, when he realized that following Wang Lin could lead to greater power, he didn't hesitate to leave the Lightning Thunder clan behind. Although the Lightning Thunder clan had been destroyed, many of its members had survived outside the clan over the thousands of years, especially in the land of falling stars, where it was not surprising to encounter Lightning Thunder clan members. Puppet. Wang Lin spoke softly. Zhong Dahong immediately perked up and said, "My lord, the price of puppets here is extremely high. I'm not sure what they're made of, but they can exhibit the strength of a normal cultivator. It's also said that they possess divine sense inside them. Truly fascinating." Wang Lin's expression remained unchanged. He was somewhat intrigued by these puppets. After a brief moment of contemplation, he slowly spoke. "Any news about the Fire Sparrow clan? There aren't many Fire Sparrow clan members in this area, and I haven't encountered any on this cultivation star. But I've learned that most of them are on another cultivation star nearby, one with a strong fire attribute. I'm still not too familiar with this place, but I should be able to gather more details soon." Zhong Dahong patted his chest and assured him. Wang Lin's eyes flickered imperceptibly. Although his thunder origin was near perfection, his companion Thunder still had some minor flaws. However, Wang Lin was confident he could fix this. The reason he had stayed on this dangerous ancient star of antiquity was to perfect his fire origin. To master the fire origin and awaken the vermilion bird again, he needed to absorb a significant amount of fire energy. The Fire Sparrow clan was his top choice, and he would not let this opportunity slip by. However, it was clear that the Fire Sparrow clan wouldn't be like the Lightning Thunder clan, where he could break through all obstacles with outside help and infiltrate the clan to slowly approach its core. This was not realistic. Wang Lin had initially planned this, but now, with the entire ancient star of antiquity searching for him, he feared that by the time he infiltrated the Fire Sparrow clan's core, others would already be after him. Nevertheless, despite these challenges, Wang Lin had come up with an unusual plan. If successful, it would allow him to completely devour the Fire Sparrow clan's firepower. "Zhang Dahong, take these pills and buy a puppet for me," Wang Lin said after a brief pause, raising his right hand and revealing 3 pills. The fragrance of the medicine spread through the cave mansion, filling the air. Zhang Dahong eyed the pills, swallowing hard, and quickly took them with respect. Holding the pills, Zhang Dahong flashed a sycophantic smile and whispered, "My lord, there are also furnace cauldrons for sale here. Would you like me to?" Wang Lin frowned. Zhang Dahong quickly fell silent and awkwardly left. As he walked out of the cave mansion, a breeze blew, and Zhang Dahong's clothes were soon drenched in sweat. Despite the fortune he had with Wang Lin, the moment Wang Lin frowned, it sent a jolt of fear through Zhang Dahong. He was deeply afraid of Wang Lin. In the storage space of my lord, that Su Ligue was too detestable, using his higher cultivation to bully me. I, Zhang Dahong, will remember this. One day, when my cultivation is strong enough, I will make Su Ligue regret it. As long as I serve my lord well, that day will come soon enough. Holding the pills, Zhang Dahong transformed into a streak of light and sped off. Having been here for several days, Zhang Dahong had used his unbeatable divine skill and sharp wit to make acquaintances with several lower-level cultivators. Soon, he arrived at a valley. He stopped for a moment and called out loudly, "Elder Zhang, Zhang Dahong comes to visit." The valley was quiet, filled with plants covered in thorns, giving it a desolate and eerie feel. The ground was littered with animal bones arranged in a peculiar formation. Inside the valley was a cave mansion with no door, only shrouded in black mist that obscured the view. At the sound of Zhang Dahong's voice, a strange, shrill laugh echoed from the black mist cave. Immediately after, the mist rolled outward, spreading across the sky. At the same time, a gaunt old man in a black robe emerged from the cave. The old man's hair was disheveled, and his body was as thin as skin wrapped around bones. Bloodshot veins faintly showed in his eyes, giving him a fearsome, ghastly appearance. "So it's Brother Zhang. You said you were going back to report to your master. Didn't expect you to return so quickly." The gaunt elder stepped closer to Zhang Dahong, speaking in a low, shadowy voice. Zhang Dahong's expression remained calm. With a slight smile, he flipped his right hand and flicked out one of the 3 pills Wang Lin had given him, sending it flying toward the elder. The elder's eyes narrowed sharply as he caught the pill and examined it closely. Instantly, his expression shifted, wild joy flashing across his eyes. "This is a top-grade pill. Perfect for my cultivation level. Incredibly rare. Brother Zhang this." Zhang Dahong chuckled and cupped his hands. "Think nothing of it. Pills like these are beneath my master's notice. I saw that Brother Zhang has lingered at the late spirit transformation stage for quite some time, surely in urgent need of such a pill. Please, accept it." The gaunt elder took a deep breath and, without further pretense, carefully stored the pill away. He gave Zhang Dahong a look and lowered his voice, asking, "Brother Zhang, your master's cultivation, could it be?" He hesitated a moment. "Could it be the Yin-Yang illusory realm?" Seeing the conversation turn exactly as he'd hoped, Zhang Dahong's expression instantly became reverent. In a hushed voice, he said, "My master's cultivation is unfathomable. Even I don't know how high it truly is. But I witnessed it with my own eyes. He killed a glimpse of Nirvana cultivator with a single strike." The gaunt elder sucked in a sharp breath. For the moment, he dared not doubt him. Real or not, someone who could casually give away a pill like that was not someone he wanted to offend. "Brother Zhang, such fortune. To serve a master like that, your path of cultivation will surely be smooth and boundless. Just, don't forget to lend a hand to someone like old Zhang in the future." The elder's eyes glinted with envy as he cupped his hands in respect. Zhang Dahong laughed. "That's an easy promise. In fact, Brother Zhang, I've come this time needing your help. Just say the word, Brother Zhang. As long as it's within my ability, I'll not even frown, the elder quickly replied. He had met Zhong Dahong just a few days ago and had been impressed by his generosity. At first, he'd been tempted to rob him, especially with such rare pills in hand, but caution held him back. Upon probing, he learned Zhang served a powerful master. Someone who could take a spirit transformation cultivator as a servant was no one he could afford to cross. And with Zhang Dahong's eloquence and generous gifts of pills, their relationship had slowly formed, even if both harbored their own agendas. Initially, Elder Zhang still had his doubts. But now, seeing Zhang casually give away such a top-grade pill, his perception of this mysterious master only deepened. Brother Zhang, you mentioned puppets before. I spoke with my master about it upon returning. He's interested in purchasing one. Zhang Dahong's eyes flashed subtly. Smiling, he continued, as you know, I'm new around here and not familiar with the market. I was hoping you could help guide me. Once the deal's done, I'll offer a token of appreciation. The gaunt elder hesitated at first, then lowered his voice. Brother Zhang, puppets aren't easy to get. On the primary star, sure, but here, all puppet trades are controlled by the Dark Scorpion clan. They're extremely domineering, and their prices are several times the norm. Are you sure you want to go through with it? When he saw Zhang Dahong nod, the elder paused for a moment, gritted his teeth, and said, All right, I'll take you there myself. With that, he turned and led the way. The two of them sped off together. To the west of the cultivation star lay a ruined city, its crumbling walls surrounded by a vast desert. Though it was in shambles, the place buzzed with activity, countless cultivators coming and going. The gaunt elder was clearly familiar with the area. He quickly guided Zhang Dahong into the city and carefully approached the entrance of a still-intact grand hall. This hall was located at the city's center, yet very few cultivators dared come near. It seemed most avoided it entirely, detouring around the structure as if wary of it. Many passing cultivators took note of Zhang Dahong and the elder's presence, several of them shaking their heads quietly. The moment they stepped inside, Zhang Dahong trembled violently. A frigid, bone-piercing chill rushed at him from all directions. His cultivation was no match for it. Cold energy instantly flooded his body. His face turned pale, as if struck in the heart by a heavy hammer. He staggered back several steps and coughed up a mouthful of blood. The gaunt elder fared slightly better but still lost all color in his face. With a loud thud, he dropped to his knees and urgently cried out, We mean no harm. We're just here to purchase a puppet. The grand hall was vast. At its center stood a pitch-black statue of a massive scorpion. Its form was terrifying, tail raised high, emitting a sinister, chilling aura. It was this very aura that had caused Zhang Dahong to vomit blood upon entry. Want to buy a puppet? With your two little spirit transformation cultivators, what could you possibly offer in exchange for one? A cold voice rang out as a figure emerged from the rear of the grand hall. The scorpion was so lifelike, it almost seemed real. It slowly wriggled, its tail swaying in a sinister, eerie manner. Zhang Dahong took a deep breath, hurriedly bowed, and took out a pill given to him by Wang. He respectfully handed it over, speaking in a low voice. I wish to exchange this pill for a puppet. The middle-aged man's expression remained unchanged. He reached out with his right hand, and the pill was immediately drawn toward him. He casually glanced at it, but after just one look, his expression immediately changed. Ignoring Zhang Dahong and the elder, he brought the pill to his nose, sniffed it, and then spread his divine sense to scan it. His pupils immediately contracted. Such is the soul elixir. The middle-aged man's gaze swept over Zhang Dahong, and he slowly spoke. How many do you have? Zhang Dahong forced a bitter smile, replying softly, I have one more. As he spoke, he took out the second pill and handed it over without waiting for the man to ask. The middle-aged man held the two pills, still sizing Zhang Dahong up. After a long pause, he withdrew his gaze. To him, it seemed that Zhang Dahong must have had some fortune to acquire such pills, but surely he did not possess many. Two of these pills were already a considerable amount. Nodding, the middle-aged man waved his right hand. In that instant, his brow flashed with a clan mark, and a puppet that looked almost identical to a real person appeared in front of him. This puppet lacked a clan mark on its forehead, its expression vacant, completely devoid of life or spiritual energy. The only thing that lingered was a chilling aura, with the cultivation level of early spirit transformation. These two pills are only worth this kind of puppet. You two can leave now. The middle-aged man turned around and hurriedly walked toward the deeper part of the grand hall. Only after he left did Zhong Dahong and the gaunt elder exchange a glance, both seeing the fear in each other's eyes. Zhong Dahong couldn't help but feel a pang of regret. He hadn't expected that merely exchanging for a puppet could nearly bring him to the brink of death. He hurriedly stepped forward, collecting the puppet and leaving in haste with the gaunt elder. As for the middle-aged man, after stepping back into the deeper part of the hall, his right foot landed on the ground, and instantly, he sank into the earth. Below the grand hall, there was a whole different world, like a high tower buried deep underground. The grand hall was merely the tip of the iceberg. The middle-aged man quickly ascended to the second highest level. Inside, a scorpion statue was also enshrined, with a young man sitting cross-legged before it. This young man appeared to be absorbing the power from the statue as the middle-aged cultivator entered. The young man opened his eyes. "Young master, just now, 2 spirit transformation cultivators brought these 2 pills." The middle-aged cultivator said hurriedly, presenting the pills. The young man's expression was aloof, and after glancing at them, he spoke slowly. "Soul elixirs. The grade is average, but the souls within are acceptable, nothing extraordinary. As for those 2 little cultivators, capture one, injure the other, and leave a mark of their divine sense. Let's see where they go. From now on, don't disturb me with such trivial matters." The young man closed his eyes once more and dismissed the issue. The middle-aged man bowed and quickly left. Zhong Dahong and the gaunt elder hurriedly departed the city. In midair, the gaunt elder let out a bitter laugh, saying, "Brother Zhong, the Dark Scorpion clan is extremely domineering. No one dares to provoke them on this star. Today, we were lucky to exchange for a puppet. If it weren't for that." Before the elder could finish, his eyes suddenly widened, and he froze, staring ahead with wide eyes. Zhong Dahong was stunned for a moment. Then his scalp tingled as he instantly rushed forward without thinking, trying to escape. A cold snort echoed through the heavens and earth, and 2 beams of black light shot toward Zhong Dahong from behind. One streaked toward the gaunt elder, who had no time to resist, and with a scream, was immediately captured. The other beam of black light quickly closed the gap and struck Zhong Dahong in the back. His face instantly turned black, blood spraying from his mouth as his soul almost shattered. He fled in a panic, desperately trying to escape. In the sky above, the middle-aged man from the Dark Scorpion clan appeared, coldly observing Zhong Dahong's escape. He then turned and grabbed the unconscious gaunt elder, disappearing as he returned to the Dark Scorpion clan's grand hall. Zhong Dahong's face was ashen. The life-or-death crisis he had just experienced made him realize how the dangers here far exceeded those of the Lightning Thunder clan. The pills were exposed, Sai? I made a mistake. Not only did I drag fellow Daoist Zhang into this, but I almost caused a catastrophe. Zhong Dahong gritted his teeth, moving at full speed as he flashed toward Wang Lin's cave mansion. Power. If I had strong cultivation, like Su Ligua's level, none of this would have happened. I, Zhong Dahong, must grow stronger. Zhong Dahong thought, feeling lost. An hour later, he saw the peak of Wang Lin's cave mansion in the distance. Entering the peak, Zhong Dahong's expression grew bitter. His body swayed, and he entered the cave mansion. As soon as he landed, he spat out another mouthful of blood. Wang Lin was meditating cross-legged. The moment Zhong Dahong entered, his eyes snapped open, and a flash of brilliance shot from them, like a guiding light that landed directly on the staggering Zhong Dahong. Where is the puppet? Wang Lin asked slowly. Zhong Dahong turned pale, silently waving his right hand. Instantly, the puppet appeared beside him. Wang Lin raised his right hand, grasping the air. The puppet flew toward him and hovered in midair before him. After a brief glance, Wang Lin's eyes revealed an unusual gleam. This object. After a moment, Wang Lin retracted his gaze, waved his right hand, and put the puppet away, speaking nonchalantly. What happened to the injuries on your body? Zhong Dahong remained silent for a long time before he lowered his head and explained what had happened. As he spoke, he noticed Wang Lin's expression gradually darken. Zhong Dahong sighed bitterly and said, Master, this was my recklessness. If I had gathered more information about this place, this wouldn't have happened. Fortunately, I retrieved the puppet, fulfilling your request. As for my injuries, I should be able to recover after some time in seclusion. Seeing Wang Lin not speak, but his expression darkening further, Zhong Dahong's heart shuddered. He quietly added, "Master, you came to this land of falling stars to escape the pursuit. This matter can be tolerated by me." Before he could finish, Wang Lin snorted coldly, causing Zhong Dahong's face to turn even paler. Such vicious methods. Even if you meditate in seclusion for a long time, it will be hard to recover easily. This person has severed the flow of your cultivation and left a spiritual mark in your mind. Zhong Dahong's body shook. He clenched his fists but quickly relaxed them, remaining silent. "You are mine. If you can endure, I cannot." Wang Lin stood up and walked toward the exit of the cave mansion. Zhong Dahong suddenly looked up, staring blankly at Wang Lin, his eyes reddening. He murmured, "Master, lead the way." Wang Lin said coldly without turning back. Zhong Dahong took a deep breath, his eyes flashing with murderous intent. Without hesitation, he moved forward, leading Wang Lin toward the city. Wang Lin, annoyed by Zhong Dahong's speed, raised his right hand in the air, and with a single grasp, they shot forward like thunder, splitting the sky and leaving a booming sound behind them. At that instant, every cultivator on the cultivation star felt a tremor in their hearts. The skies darkened, the earth rumbled, and the winds howled. In just a moment, Wang Lin and Zhong Dahong arrived at the ruined city. Wang Lin released his hold, allowing Zhong Dahong to stand by. Zhong Dahong's spirits lifted. He pointed at the main hall in the city below and whispered, "Master, the Dark Scorpion clan is there." Wang Lin's gaze sharpened like a spear as he scanned the ruined city below. "Within 3 breaths, this city will be destroyed. All people leave immediately." His voice was like thunder, crashing down on the city, transforming into a shockwave that made the city tremble violently, sending up clouds of dust. The cultivators in the city immediately turned pale, with some even coughing up blood as they desperately fled at top speed. Inside the main hall, the middle-aged man sat cross-legged, while Elder Zhang beside him had a pale face, his eyes filled with fear. Just as he was about to plead again, Wang Lin's voice rang out like thunder. The middle-aged man's eyes snapped open in horror. He coughed up blood and quickly stood up. Not just him, but every Dark Scorpion clan cultivator in the tower below, including those deep inside the treasure pagoda, all immediately stood up, their faces filled with shock. Even the young man on the second-to-highest floor trembled, his face turning pale. The sound penetrated the ground, directly reaching them, causing the entire pagoda to shake. In the span of 3 breaths, Wang Lin raised his right hand and pressed it downward. Thunder and lightning from all directions converged into a vast thunder net that spread across the heavens. As Wang Lin pressed, it shot downward toward the city. The endless thunder created shocking images for the fleeing cultivators, but with a mighty crash, the ground shook violently. A storm swept through as the thunder net crashed down, obliterating everything in the city. The main hall exploded, and the entire ruined city vanished without a trace. The earth cracked open, sinking several hundred feet, revealing a large portion of the hidden treasure pagoda beneath the ground. Its peak had already collapsed, and Elder Zhang stared blankly at the sky. He saw Zhong Dahong, his mind roaring in shock. He is Zhong Dahong's master. The middle-aged man beside him was even more dumbfounded. The scene was so sudden that he hadn't even reacted yet. Wang Lin slowly descended and stood in the collapsed main hall. Zhong Dahong followed behind him, his eyes filled with excitement and anticipation. "Was it him who hurt you?" Wang Lin pointed to the middle-aged man standing on the spot and looked at Zhong Dahong.